Alex Pereira changes mind about Jon Jones. Welcome back to Punchlytics. Today, we're diving into Alex Pereira's change of heart regarding Jon Jones. Not long ago, Pereira expressed interest in training with Jones. But before we get into it, don't forget to like the video to support the channel. As the reigning light heavyweight champion gears up for his next title defense, Pereira seems to have reconsidered training with Jones. A few months back, he discussed the possibility, stating he wanted to experience training with the heavyweight champ. However, when asked recently by Bloody Elbow if the training was still on, Pereira, through his interpreter, explained, "To be honest, I don't think it makes sense anymore. When I mentioned fighting at heavyweight, people immediately linked it to Jones. Even though it was just speculation by fans, I wouldn't want to train with him now and have it cause unnecessary discussions if we ever end up fighting. However, if we do fight one day, training together afterward would make total sense. This shift isn't entirely unexpected, especially since Jones has openly expressed interest in fighting Pereira. Jones has even stated he'd prefer that matchup over one against Tom Aspinall. But based on recent comments from Dana White, it appears the UFC is pushing for Jones versus Aspinall instead. Meanwhile, Pereira is set to face Magomed Ankalaev next weekend at UFC 313. Could we still see Jones versus Pereira in 2025? Let us know your thoughts. Merab Dvalishvili dismisses. Fight with Volkanovski. As MMA fans anticipate Merab Dvalishvili's next move, the bantamweight contender has made it clear he has no interest in fighting Alexander Volkanovski. Although his next fight is yet to be scheduled, many believe he'll face former champion Sean O'Malley in a highly anticipated rematch. Dana White recently acknowledged the strong fan demand for Dvalishvili versus O'Malley, too. If Dvalishvili secures another win over O'Malley, the UFC could struggle to find a suitable next opponent. Having already beaten top contenders like Peter Yan and Umar Nurmagomedov, other options such as Davison Figueiredo and Corey Sandhagen are coming off losses. Speaking with Manuka Kopyan, Dvalishvili explained why he isn't keen on a fight with Volkanovski. "I love Volkanovski. He's one of the greatest. I respect him too much. It's not about avoiding risk or being scared. I just don't want to fight him. Let's see how things unfold. Even Ilia Topuria called me out, so I'll wait and see." Would you like to see Dvalishvili move up to 145 if he beats O'Malley and Volkanovski regains his featherweight crown at UFC 314? UFC fighters react to FBI training proposal. A new proposal by FBI Director Kash Patel has sparked mixed reactions in the MMA world. Patel suggested forming a training partnership between the UFC and the FBI to improve agents' self-defense skills. The idea quickly made headlines, and several fighters weighed in. Former light heavyweight champion Tito Ortiz endorsed the concept on Fox and Friends, stating, "I think it's a brilliant idea, but make sure you pick the right fighters. This isn't about punching and kicking, but about safely subduing someone to apply handcuffs." Justin Gaethje also responded when asked by TMZ, "There are better people for this job, but I've got no kids and no wife. So if the FBI needs me to serve some justice, I'm all in. I love representing my country." Heavyweight champ Jon Jones even reposted the story on Instagram, seemingly in support. Do you think training with UFC fighters would benefit FBI agents? Let us know in the comments. UFC fight updates. Here's a look at recently confirmed matchups. Daniel Marcos versus Montel Jackson, set for May 3 in Des Moines, Iowa. Jackson is riding a 5-fight win streak, while Marcos remains undefeated at 17-0. Zachary Reese versus Dusko Todorovic, scheduled for May 31st at UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas. Both fighters are looking to bounce back from losses. Carol Rosa moving up to bantamweight. Rosa struggled with weight cuts at 125 lbs and will now compete at 135. Tony Ferguson versus Dylan Dennis, a shocking booking. Ferguson is on an 8-fight losing streak, while Dennis hasn't fought in MMA since 2019. Which fight are you most excited about? Ilia Topuria vacates featherweight title. Right move? Ilia Topuria has vacated his featherweight belt to pursue lightweight gold, a move that raised eyebrows. While he had previously hinted at the switch, Dana White confirmed the decision recently, stating weight cut struggles played a role. Former UFC fighter and analyst Din Thomas questioned Poirier's choice. It's wild that he's giving up his title now. There's no way a guy walks away from pay-per-view points and championship status just because he can't cut weight. He's young. Maybe it's uncomfortable, but I don't believe he can't make 145. If he wants to move up, fine. But thinking he'll take the belt at 155 like it's easy is delusional. Poirier's confidence isn't surprising. He holds victories over legends like Volkanovski and Max Holloway. However, some, including Daniel Cormier, have questioned if he'll be as dominant against larger lightweights like Islam Makhachev. Do you think Poirier is making the right call? Belal Muhammad sends a message to Shavkat Rakhmonov. Belal Muhammad and Shavkat Rakhmonov were initially set to fight at UFC 310, but Muhammad had to withdraw due to a bone infection. In his absence, Rakhmonov defeated Ian Machado Gary and solidified himself as a top contender. With Rakhmonov now sidelined due to injury, Muhammad will face Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 315. Speaking with MMA Junkie, Muhammad acknowledged Rakhmonov's position. I feel like he deserves it. He earned it with the Ian Gary fight. Injuries happen. It sucks. But I want to build my legacy by taking the O's of these younger guys. That includes JDM and Shavkat. Rakhmonov boasts an impressive 19-0 record, finishing 18 of his opponents. However, he has yet to face someone with Muhammad's cardio. And wrestling? Can JDM upset Muhammad, or will the champ hold on to his belt? UFC fans demand changes to gloves. The MMA community is calling on Dana White to change the UFC's gloves following back-to-back main events impacted by eye pokes. First, Henry Cejudo lost due to eye pokes. Then, Asu Almabey suffered a controversial defeat to Manel Kape after 2 eye pokes went unnoticed by the referee. Fans took to social media. At this point, UFC gloves might as well be oven mitts. The UFC needs to bring back gloves designed to prevent eye pokes. Rogan has talked about better gloves. Why isn't the UFC using them? Should the UFC take action to fix this issue? Dustin Poirier gets roasted. Lastly, Dustin Poirier was the subject of a brutal roast battle at Lafayette Comedy. Check out the clip and let us know. Was it all in good fun, or did they go too far?
Dustin, hold on, Dustin. I don't want to fight you. Actually, I ain't scared of you, bro. I know how to take you down, bro. All I got to do is get behind the title. You'll never reach me. Assalamu alaikum.